Today I will be reviewing a different kind of album for this channel. It's a new album by Willie Nelson called Last Leaf on a Tree. You may be wondering why I chose to review a Willie Nelson album. That is because he and I have a few common interests. And there's one thing that I feel helps me identify with Willie Nelson on a daily basis, and that is music. Willie Nelson is also hiding somewhere in this room. I'll show you where he is later on. This is also his 6th studio album. I can't imagine anyone attempting to do a ranking video of all the studio albums. I know I never will. But I reviewed one of his albums in the past on this channel. That's Life from 21. I'll link it to the end screen. But since then, he has released a bunch of albums that went under the radar for me. It's just hard to keep up with him. Hard to believe he's 91 years old and he's still making music. So first, a little background on this album. It was released on November 1st, 2024 through Legacy Recordings. It was produced by his son, Mikah Nelson. Most of the songs are cover songs, so I will be giving some background information on the songs as I go along. There were also 3 singles released before this album release. There are a lot of musicians involved with the album. So for example, John Densmore of The Doors plays percussion on 4 of the tracks, and many other musicians who I was not familiar with. The opening track is called Last Leaf. This is a cover of the Tom Waits song, originally released back in 2011. This is a soft country song about aging and how you see all these new younger leaves growing on a tree and how you are the last leaf that is still on the tree. In other words, Willie is talking about how he outlived so many people that he has known in his life. The song was written by Tom Waits and his wife, Kathleen Brennan. After this is a song, If It Wasn't Broken, which is more of an upbeat, jazzy song. This was written by Sydney Lindella Ward, who is a singer-songwriter from Nashville, also goes under the name Sunny War, which is interesting because she's a musician who plays a combination of folk and punk. Willie does a good rendition of the song. I like the bass guitar playing on this one. The next song is called Lost Cause. This was originally recorded by the alternative rocker Beck. It's a soft country song. The original song was released on Beck's 2002 album, See Change, and the original was also a soft country song. After this is a song called Come Ye, and this one has a jazzy sound. It was originally written and recorded by Nina Simone back in 1967, so it's an R&B and jazz type of song. I thought it was a little psychedelic as well. So far in this album, I like the fact that there's a wide variety of styles. I was expecting a full country album, but so far it has lots of different types of songs on it. Next is a song, Keep Me in Your Heart. It's a soft acoustic song. It sounds like a typical Willie Nelson type of song. This one has some soft violins, and Willie keeps a very good vocal performance. After this is a track called Robbed Blind. It sounds like an old outlaw country song. Willie is telling a story about being robbed or something of that nature. It appears that it's some type of planned robbery by people that he knew. It has a cool guitar solo, and I believe it's Willie playing his nylon string guitar, which is called Trigger. And this is actually a cover song. It was originally recorded by Keith Richards on his 2015 solo album, Cross-Eyed Heart. The next song is called The House Where Nobody Lives. This is another acoustic country song where Willie is telling a story about an abandoned house on the street that once had people living there. The song also had this rocking, or this had like a clock, and it kind of like adds to the percussion of the song. It was originally recorded back by Tom Waits back in 1999. After this is the only song I actually recognized from the album. That's Are You Ready for the Country, which was originally recorded by Neil Young on his album Harvest from 1972. Willie does a pretty good version of this. He adds more of a country sound to it compared to the original, and this version has a lot more violins than the original, if I remember correctly. It might actually be better than the original. Next song is called Do You Realize? And this is another soft acoustic song. It's a cover song originally by The Flaming Lips, released back in 2002. I wasn't familiar with the original, but I know The Flaming Lips is more of an alternative rock band, so I'm not really sure how it compares, but this track sounds more like a modern country song. The next one is called Wheels. This was written by Willie's son, Mikah Nelson. It's kind of a strange track. It's a little bit laid back. It has more of a modern drum beat. Also sounds a little bit psychedelic. After this is another Neil Young song called Broken Arrow, which was a song I was not very familiar with. It's a country rock song that dates back to 1967 and originally recorded when Neil Young was in the group Buffalo Springfield. It's also a long song. It's close to 7 minutes long and has some elements of psychedelic rock. The song tells a story about a Native Americans. After this, there's a song called Color of Sound. This is a song written by Willie himself and his son Mikah. It's a soft acoustic song. It has a very relaxing tone to it. The last track is another Willie Nelson original. It's called The Ghost, which has a hidden track after it. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's another straightforward country western song. The hidden track is called Looking for Trouble. It starts at 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It's not really a song at first. It's a weird, trippy sound effects. It sounds like some type of radio broadcast that doesn't have a good signal. And Willie is trying to say something. I don't know what it is. And it reminded me of the things that bands used to do back in the 90s when CDs were popular and they put on this like bonus track. I don't know why they decided to do this in the age of streaming though, but at the end, Willie starts strumming some chords on his acoustic guitar and singing a few lines. So like I said in the video, Willie Nelson is hiding somewhere in this room. So let's go find him. So as you can see in my room, I usually don't bring my camera around, but Willie Nelson is all the way back here in the corner. Check it out. Willie Nelson Funko Pop. Pretty cool. So like I said, Willie Nelson is always here in the room with me. In conclusion, it was better than expected. It's not all just country music. He has a little bit of variety here. It's mostly acoustic, mostly country, but it's Willie Nelson. If you like any of his other stuff, you'll probably like it. My score is an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think of this new album. In the meantime, check out my review of That's Life from 21, which is the only other album I reviewed on my channel. That was another covers album. He did Frank Sinatra covers and similar artists. So thanks for watching. Please give the video a like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you're not already. I do rock and metal reviews. I do rankings. I have merch. I have memberships. And I will see you in the next one.